I might ask you for calling the police on my boyfriend for locking me in the bathroom.
Hey y'all, welcome back to Happy Hour with SnL. I'm Sherain.
And I'm Laurel.
Welcome back to another week. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. We're gonna jump straight into I feel like we've been jumping straight into the question of the week one time again, straight as it for the past few weeks.
Yeah.
So the question of the week was, how long do you think the talking stage should be? Um First person said 2 months. What do you think?
For me, I think it is how the conversations flowing would be the timberlands of that because you could talk for 2 months and still not know somebody.
That's true.
So for me, it's how the conversation flow, how compatible we are, whatever. But
Someone before they answered, they DM'd us and asked us what is the talking stage, and just to get some clarity, it is the stage where you talk to someone before you actually meet them physically and go on a date, right? So that's what we're
but you
talking
feel
about.
comfortable to be with that person
Person.
one on one.
Yeah, yeah. Um I don't know. Like I don't know if like I think it's just you just have to go with a level of faith and put your security measures in place, because regardless of how long you talk to somebody, it definitely doesn't mean that they're not going to be a serial killer
Yeah, you don't 100% know somebody.
for sure. So yeah, somebody said 3 months.
3 months is a long time.
It is someone said 1 to 3 months max.
Because after that 3 months, you know that, yeah, you're friends with. I
Yeah.
think you should know that. Like,
Yeah, definitely. I don't think there's a criteria for getting to know someone. These checklists ain't it. You know what? I don't even think of it as a checklist. I don't think of it as a checklist, really and truly. I just think, like, you don't want to be, your time don't need to be wasted. Like, if you realize, like, 1 month, 2 month, 3 months gone, let's say, okay, as the woman talking, right? Let's say, okay, you realize 2 months approaching and you take it upon yourself to say, okay, because you realize this person's sticking, but they seem to be interested based on conversations, based on how much they reach out or whatever, and you say, well, let's meet up for drinks or something now. And I think based on that, the answer as well, then you would know for sure, okay,
it's not going anywhere.
this not going anywhere, really and truly. Um, I don't necessarily agree with it being a checklist, like the talking stage being a checklist.
I don't think it's a checklist either.
Yeah, I just think like you're just using it based on like how long the person just keep you just conversing on the phone. Why looking for a therapist? No. If that's in case I would go to a therapist.
But yeah, 3 months for me is too much.
Yeah, I find it's too much as well. I think a month is fine for me. Like if it's a whole month going and they ain't asked me out. Okay. All right.
Next.
Next, because it's not it's and then you know what too? It's so much to like trying to think for men. This is not me giving them an excuse because y'all have no excuse. But I think there's so much on social media what deems to be a date from women now, like a date, even a first date. They're thinking that it should be something extravagant.
Who's thinking like this?
Like you see a lot of women on social media talking about what date entails, and
Oh, like when they were talking about that.
$200 dates.
$200 date.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that I wouldn't want to go to a fancy restaurant or whatnot, but I mean, for me, I think first dates are a bit intimidating for me because you're now going to meet this person for the first time. You know, for the first time, yes, it should be nice, but I don't think you should max out your capacity on that first date.
Oh, I like first dates to be chill.
Yeah, me too. I prefer a chill first date.
Because I done on that first date, I don't even eat it properly. I don't even gonna eat
Exactly.
because I studied how I chew it. I studied
Everything.
every time.
Every single thing. But I don't know if that plays a part. If it is they're not. They know their pocket can't reach. Or what? But I just think if your pocket can't reach anything, it shouldn't be decent. No, okay, that song hash.
What?
That song hash. That song hash. It's song hash.
It's all.
It's song hash. Okay. It did song hash. I'm not gonna lie. Rewind. What I meant to say is like if you know like you're brokey, right? You're brokey. You know you're going through a rough time. You're brokey, and you're finding it hard. Like we said, you find it hard to even make ends meet to pay your bills or whatnot. Dating costs money,
Right.
even if it's the $200 date, right?
So
You shouldn't be dating at that point in time.
relax yourself until your finances.
And
Chill out.
yeah, chill out, relax yourself. It's all right.
So broke people can't go out.
No, how you going? How you gonna? Where you gonna get your money from? If that's the case, or given a scenario in terms of
Oh
that
my
former
God.
broke, like, you broke to the point that you, let me say, you have a loan to pay. You can't even make the full payment.
Okay, well, I understand when you say it.
What you doing
it's
on a
not
date?
It's not a priority. It shouldn't be a priority at that point.
At that point in time, what you doing on a
Like, when you
date?
say it,
If you know you're broke to that extent, let me just say to that extent, relax yourself. That's what I mean by broke. When I say broke, that's what I mean. You yourself can't even take yourself out on a date. Where you going with somebody else? Where you going? Relax, relax. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. Your time will come. You will get there. Have a date with God. Go to church and pray about it. Everything will be okay.
date with God. I like that. I like that. That's actually a reasonable date, though.
Have a date. First
Yeah,
date to go to
yeah,
church.
We go to church. Let's go to a date and to church. I don't know. I would go.
You would go?
I would go.
There's no talking there.
Yeah, that's okay. We talk after about what we learned.
We go and talk in the car.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't want to go on a date. I don't mind being invited to someone I'm dating. You know, to church with them. I don't mind that. But I'm
You
not.
wanna count it as a date?
No, I don't. No, I don't want the first date to be, hey, I want to ask you to go to church with me. Excuse? On the first date?
A nice holy man.
A nice holy man. Let me just remind you.
About my holy experience.
No, not even that. Not even that. Remember, there was this guy.
Me or you?
It was the both of us. We just realized we both knew him.
Wait, are we talking about? He don't count.
He does count.
He was a fraud.
This is what I'm saying.
We're talking about friends with?
Supposed to be a priest.
Oh shit, I talking about somebody else.
No, but you know who I talk about now.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Who you talking
I
about?
was talking about Ryman Clark.
Who?
Ryman Shark. Ryman Dark. Well, probably he wasn't that holy. But he was a fraud.
Who's that?
That wasn't his name?
Who's that?
And he went. And was.
What holy about he?
I don't know. I thought we were talking about him. Okay, so let's scrap that.
No, not him. But you know who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
He's a fraud too.
Which one? The one you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fraud. Not all them holy people, you know, are that holy. Yeah.
Sometimes the book's dangerous one.
It's facts. You're not lying at all. You didn't tell a lie there at all. No lies told. Not first-hand experience, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Not first-hand experience either.
The last person said, if you go 3 months without asking them out after you both vibing nice though, you're potentially sticking. That's if you really want to date the person. If you both clicking, time don't matter. It would evolve at its own pace.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Because you could meet somebody after 2 weeks and you're like, yeah, really?
Yeah,
I
think 2 weeks is okay.
Yeah, let's go for drinks. Let's go.
2 weeks is the start. The month is, if I have to push it, a month and a half.
Yeah.
3 months is way too much for me.
That's so long. I think at that point in time, you're already friends with the person.
What are you looking? I'm looking for a pen pal. 3 months is a pen pal at this point. You're lost, I guess.
Yes.
That's it for the question of the week, y'all. Y'all know, let us know in the comments what y'all think. What are your thoughts on the time frame? What time frame is good for you in terms of the talking stage? Let us know. Let us know.
Yabba 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 do. Pause.
We're just coming to tell y'all to subscribe to the channel.
Please and thank you.
Yeah.
Do it now. Don't stick.
Bye.
So we're going right into Am I the asshole, guys? Am I the asshole for calling the police on my boyfriend for locking me in the bathroom? I am a 20-year-old female and my boyfriend is 27. We have been together for 2 years. Besides this event, he really is so kind to me and so good. I've never ever seen him like this. Basically, what happened was that I went out to a coffee shop to study with a few friends. I'm in university and we have our midterms this week. I was there from about 8 a.m. to noon on Sunday. My roommate is one of those whom I was studying with, and she's also my best friend. So I let her know that I was going to leave from studying to go to my boyfriend's. Well, when I got to my boyfriend's, he told me I smelled like coffee, my hair, my clothes, and my hair. I said, oh yeah, probably because, again, I sat there for like 4 hours. He said he really couldn't stand the smell and he needed me to change. I was planning on spending the night, so I had clothes, but I really didn't want to change right then and there. It started a kind of heated argument. I ended up snapping on him and telling me to stop and leave me alone, or else I'd leave. After me raising my voice, my boyfriend grabbed me by my shoulders and literally forced me into the bathroom. He locked me in there. I don't even know how. I was banging on the door and he told me he wouldn't let me out until I washed my hair. I tried to get out for like about 45 minutes, but he literally wouldn't let me. We were arguing through the door. Eventually, I just got in the shower, and even then, after, he would not let me out. At this point, I was subbing because I was throbbing. I had a throbbing headache, and I wanted out, and I was getting claustrophobic. He kept me in there for 3 hours. I was sitting down in my towel, sobbing and begging, and he just wouldn't let me out. Eventually, I realized I had my phone, and I called the police. I don't know why. I just was so desperate. I didn't want him to get in trouble. I just wanted my clothes and out of the bathroom. The police showed up, and my boyfriend let me out, and they talked to us both for a long time. Obviously, nothing serious ended up happening, but my boyfriend has been pissed. He yelled at me so much that they left. He yelled at me so much when they left, asked me if I was an idiot and if I realized how much trouble we could have both gotten in. I told him he shouldn't have locked me in there and that I was sorry, but not really. He hasn't accepted my apologies.
No, you're not the asshole. 3 hours. Is he stupid?
45 minutes? Is he stupid?
45 minutes for what?
Remember, at first it started off for 45 minutes. I think after like, what the hell, like, so I guess you didn't like me. No. Granted, when you go out, you do pick up scents from wherever you go, like whether it's like a bar or if it's like a coffee shop or wherever, you pick up scents. But to be this extreme about it, yeah. And I don't usually like telling people to like leave or watch out for.
That's a different level. Like, are you a hostage?
Yeah, like.
If he could do that, then what else would he do?
And for so much hours, like you banging on the door, like what was the reason? Okay, so you
First of all, he sat there and he take that banging, and he didn't do anything. He's a psycho.
Then let's talk about the gaslighting afterwards. Talking about you could have gotten us in trouble, like
You could have killed the girl.
Over coffee scent.
I don't think
She didn't want to wash her hair. Next thing she had flat iron her hair that day, and she didn't want to wash her hair. Like, what would have been the next solution? Like, I'm trying to figure out that.
All right, so leaving an open forum here for the guys I love to ask. We didn't hear his side. What you all think his side would be? I just saying. I am curious to know what reasons there could be.
I classify that as a type of assault because, like, why?
No, there would be somebody who could come up in the comments and say, well, she probably, have bad hygiene. Which fair? Dumper.
Yeah, but for so many hours, like, nah.
That's ridiculous. He's a psycho.
And how was she going to get in trouble? Like, how was she going to get in trouble? She was the one who was locked in there in a towel, wet, hair wet, but like just sitting down on the ground. I'm envisioning this sitting down on the ground, crying, and thinking. So okay, again, if she didn't call the police, how much longer would she have been in there for? And then she apologized.
I wasn't going to use all my oxygen, so
Apologized for smelling like coffee and not wanting to
I wasn't going.
a shower at that point in time. No, granted.
If I tried to bang down the door, when I say bang down the door, I mean kick down the door. Right? If that wasn't working, I wasn't shouting again.
What exactly were you going to do?
Well, police would be involved, for sure. I mean, it would have no other reason. Wouldn't be seeing him again.
Like, I don't know if that's his form of controlling you, but
I find that controlling. I find that's a bit controlling.
he's 27. He's 27 and she's 20. 7 years difference. I don't know who he feels he was dealing with, but she's not a child. Was that her punishment?
But to answer your question, I don't think you're the asshole for calling the police.
At all.
The whole situation, I think, was really immature. It wasn't something to be so... That could have been handled so much differently.
And then you shouldn't have apologized. You have
Yeah.
nothing to apologize about.
But then again, she's 20, so that's still a very
Impressionable.
age, yeah. So she have a lot to learn. She has a lot to learn. That's sad. That is really sad. So Laurel brought some snacks here for us to try out. No, let's tell us about it.
My girlfriend told me about Arctic Crunch, which is basically freeze-dried candies. So I decided that we had to try it out.
What is freeze-dried candies?
So basically, candies that they suck the moisture out of them. So it leaves a very kind of airy texture. So I believe this one is A heads. It's a crunch heads, and this one is Skittles, which is sour frittles. So
Okay, so it's like her version of the ones that we know.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, guys, it's the same amount of calories. Don't feel as though because they're sucking out something, it's the same amount of calories. You know?
Guys, and I'm going really, really good on my weight loss journey. So let's see.
Okay, so let's try. Which one did you try first?
I don't know. Anyone.
Okay, let's try this one first. See, the packaging is really cute.
It is.
Yeah. So, guys, this is a local person.
So it made here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got it from what's the name? Planet Pharmacy by Rig.
Oh, okay.
In South.
How much does it cost? What's the cost of them?
$37.
Oh, that's not
It
bad.
vary from 31 to 37.
Okay, so this is why when they say freeze dry, that's why it's hard. It's like hard. Yeah, this one is sour.
Is it? This one's sweet though. Okay.
I didn't get to bite mine.
The making is very strong, yeah? Don't do this at home, kids. I like it. I feel like it tastes all the flavors.
It's real sweet though.
Mm-hmm. So it's crunchy. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it wouldn't be. So it really is the texture. It's like. It's not hard candy. It's like. Cheesies, but candy sticks. It's a little
That's
hot.
how you describe it. Cheesies, but kind of like, now, guys, if you know it is really soft and gooey. So it's crunchy. It's airy. I'm liking it. I really like.
She's a sweet girl.
I am. So I can see myself like sitting down, lying on my bed, just eating this.
I'm a savory girl.
I'm seeing here, freeze-dried candy contains the same amount of nutrients as regular candy, but less moisture. Freeze-dried candy is better for your teeth. Apparently, especially for people who have braces. I'm confused how though.
I'm guessing that the braces with the gooey one will stick up in the braces.
Ah. So maybe we're not supposed to be biting it. Maybe we're supposed to be sucking it. What are we supposed to do?
What are we supposed to do?
And can last. What? They say they can last up to 25 years in the right conditions.
So do I have an expiry date on it?
Guess not. Okay, I wanna try.
There's person I'm playing about freeze dry candy. And for all your listeners, y'all have to hop up onto the YouTube channel. By the way, guys, we're back up from this week.
Yes.
On Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. It tastes nice. It's too sweet for me.
I like sweetness. It's sweet, only better.
You don't like sweetness. So right now,
A buffalo bunny packer.
I need water. I don't have water.
Okay. Okay. I'm trying to get a flavor on my mouth
This kind of thing the flavor for me.
so I can taste the sour fritters. Oh, and guys, I saw dried strawberries, but I wasn't feeling the strawberries, so I didn't pick it up. Well, it did say sour.
Right. And I'm tickled too.
Don't be frightened, just pop it in your mouth. Right, it was like, woo! I think this was a good idea. I wonder, it should be only person who doing this in Trinidad right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ooh. God, it's sour. It's sour. Woo!
This is sour.
And she have a page on Instagram. It's called Arctic Crunch. And from there, you'll be able to see the different locations that she's at. I think she's in West, South, Central.
That's really cool though. I think what would be really cool is if it's just like you could get it like infused with alcohol for like parties.
Ooh, I wonder if that's an option.
I wonder.
Oh my god, could you freeze dry a gummy bear? Probably you can. I saw that she did the peeps from peeps the little
The one that you get every Easter. You got some already?
No, I don't get peeps for Easter. Peeps are the little marshmallow thing. The marshmallow. So she does that with those two.
Since we had Peeps is not the one that's been marshmallow that formed like a chick.
Yeah.
You don't buy that?
I don't buy that.
Okay.
I don't really like that one in particular.
Oh, okay. After the sourness, after you get over the sourness,
I still like it.
it was
I'm
good.
gonna try it again. A different one she had.
Let me
She had some caramel rock something.
I like caramel, but I love salted caramel. Let me try a different color. I think I enjoyed this more than
You find that one was too much.
the stick.
Yeah. I'm gonna break that stick in half.
It's too much for me to eat, so yeah. Definitely have to break it in half. It's not one because I got two. But I have to. It has to go like a tablet.
I don't really understand. Oh, you tasted anything. Okay, I think I want the next one just because. I think I should get the next one.
It helps in trim the sourness.
Because I'm addicted. Okay, let me try a red and an orange. Okay.
Sour. This is cool though. You would. I feel you would love all.
I would eat original no time.
She would. Alright, y'all. So I was looking at I feel as though like I watch a lot of podcasts these days, and I shouldn't say a lot of podcasts, full podcasts, but I watch a lot of the clips from other people's podcasts. And I can't remember the name of them, but this particular one, they were talking about like people holding on to friendships and relationships, any relationship actually, based on the tenure, the longevity of it. So I said, let's talk about this.
Well, let's talk about it.
All right. What do you think about that?
Sometimes I believe it's very hard to separate from a relationship that was a great length of time. But I think if something is toxic for you or not beneficial to you, then it's something that you definitely need to like walk away and not study the length of time or start it over or whatever it is. In terms of friendship, the same thing. I feel as though sometimes you just have to walk away.
Yeah, definitely. I agree that, sometimes talking about romantic relationships here, like personal experience, there was one relationship, my longest relationship. Excuse me. I stayed there because, you just know. And studying, like, apart from the relationship I was studying, I was going to lose a friend. And it does be hard. However, I thank God every day, because if I didn't do it, I wasn't going to do it. I honestly, at the point in time in my life, I wasn't going to walk away. I thank God that he did it. He did it. Years have gone now, and well, I didn't lose a friend. I didn't. But it definitely is something you have to grow and learn, though. I don't think as a young couple that, let's say like they come out of like they together since they're 16 and they're 21 now, and I think that age is still very young to know that, okay, yes, you're together for so long, but that doesn't mean that this person's supposed to be there as a root in your life. Because I think I mentioned this before, some people are roots, some people are leaves, some people are branches, and you have to know the difference, because if you don't know the difference, the only person you're keeping back is yourself.
Preach.
And you just have to learn the lesson that they taught you. That's literally it. I don't think I can't see myself staying in anything toxic ever in life again. That goes to friendship, romantic relationships. No. I am somebody that is very quick to lock you off. Very, very quick. And sometimes without having a conversation. And I'm going to be honest. The mature thing in a friendship would be to really have a conversation and try to talk it out. It would be. Oh, I still do believe that some people you do know that it makes absolutely no sense.
I don't think maybe not talk it out. Sometimes you just need to just say your piece, or again, like you just said, some people are just need to waste your time on. But like after you say a piece, you don't necessarily need to talk it out, because you could never, some of it you can't really come to a conclusion or
Yeah.
resolution, I should say. You just say a piece and no bad blood be going our separate ways, because they were for a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
As well as romantic relationships. Some people, you learn stuff from friendships. You learn from that, and you learn about yourself. You learn about what you don't like, what you could handle, what you can't handle, how to treat people. You know, you learn from that experience.
Yeah, definitely.
But I do know, like, in relationships, it's very hard to like walk away from. I also being in a situation like that, where it was very hard to leave the situation, and because you spend so much time invested and you saw a future with this person, and it was very, very difficult to what's it
To part.
and try to find yourself back, because usually in those situations, after being together with somebody for so long, you just don't see yourself with anybody else. You now have to find your identity again. So it's difficult. It's really difficult. I don't ever judge too harshly or palm people on that, because like I said, I was there. So, yeah.
Yeah. It is a tough road. It's a tough road. But being in this situation and learning from it, I can't do it.
I think when you come out from it and you heal from the situation, it's very difficult to ever put yourself back in that mind space.
Mm-hmm.
You're
Because
very
again,
away.
because you learn from it.
Yeah, you're very away, and
I definitely believe you shouldn't let tenure keep you in toxic situations, especially toxic situations. But you live and you learn. You live.
and that's the thing. You need to be able to learn from the experiences. A lot of people just be like, "Oh my God, wasted time, whatever." I think the only time you're wasting time is when you don't actually learn the lesson.
Yep.
And then you repeat the mistake.
Like we touched on that a few episodes, you wasting time thing, and I used to think, yeah, I felt like if I wasted time and whatnot.
Same.
And I honestly had to look at it from a different perspective. Yes, it could seem as though you waste time, but I was looking at it from one angle, when you should probably look at it from, did you really waste time? What you learn in that time? As you said just now, what did you learn? And then two, if you're in the situation and you feel like you want to leave and you're saying, but then there's so much time I've wasted. So much time that they wasted of mine. If you stay based on that, the time being wasted is no longer their fault. It's your fault, because you now wasting your own time, because you know for a fact.
I did that too.
You did that too. You know for a fact, I'm guilty as well. You know for a fact that this is not going to work. You're just there spinning top in mud and you're not getting anywhere. When you should have closed that chapter, the chapter is over. It's time to go to our next chapter. If you don't close that chapter, you would never see the other chapter. You'd never see it. So I agree though, with not letting tenure hold you back or keep you in any type of ship. Yeah, that was my piece for today. Someone sent in their story to us over on TikTok. And trigger warning. I'm gonna start off with a trigger warning. For all those who don't know, the Sips and Spills group chat is where you all send in your dilemmas to us through our DMs, either Instagram or TikTok, and we share them with you.
And of course, all your dilemmas will remain anonymous. Have no fear.
Yes, our lips and eyes are sealed with regards to the sender.
And this is a gentle reminder that we are not licensed therapists,
Nor are we licensed psychiatrists.
we're just two girls enjoying chatting and discussing everything and anything.
Don't take anything we say to heart. We're just sharing our thoughts and our views.
However, if we do see any dilemmas that need professional help,
We would send you all the details to a licensed professional locally, and for our foreign listeners, we would surely send you all a link to an online professional. They said, my husband beat me up and I ended up in the hospital. And he said it was my fault. We have 2 kids. It had infidelity last year in October. I know he would not trust me, so I give in to all his mistreatment in 2024. He said that we would have started a new leaf, but I don't know what went wrong on the 12th of February, where he beat me and I ended up in hospital. Okay, so let's dissect. So Sherain. Right? Because she said it had infidelity and she expected that he wouldn't trust her again. So it was she who was doing the horning. For the foreign listeners, horning means cheating. That's the term for Trinidadians, right? So she horned. And I'm guessing that from the sounds of it, he never put hands on her before. Right?
But I don't condone him.
No. No, it doesn't condone it. And now he beaten you. Sis, as much as it was wrong for the cheating, it don't warrant anybody bruising your skin. Leave. Because he beat you and you end up in the hospital. Thank God he was able to live through it. Not everybody who is in that situation
She ended up
in the hospital. And I'm sorry to hear that you went through the domestic violence part. If he knew that he could not forgive you for the horning, which, as I mentioned, you were wrong, he should have just left. He seems to be angry, and cannot control his anger. Who knows, this might have been him. He just concealed it well, and
She didn't see how long they were together.
no. And you cheating was the straw that break the camel back to show you like his true colors. Because regardless of what, it don't have anything that warrants anybody, that's male or female, putting their hands on someone else. It doesn't have anything that warrants that in my book. I don't care what nobody say. So if he knew for a fact that he was unable to forgive you and move on in your relationship, I mean, you're saying it was last year that the infidelity happened. Is that what you said? Last year in October to February is very close. It is very very close. Um, the only time probably seek counseling if that's the case, and you decide that you want to stay in a marriage with him. You'll need to seek counseling, but beating you to the extent of you reaching in the hospital, there is nothing that no, no, no. I hope you don't have any kids involved.
I think cheating is something very hard to come back from.
It
It's
is.
hard to build back the trust, and if that's his way of dealing with his anger, that's very, very sad on his part. But beating somebody is also hard to come back from, because from now on you're just gonna be watching over your shoulder. Is he gonna hit me? Is he gonna do this? You're gonna be walking on constant eggshells, and he obviously does not trust you. That trust is gone. That trust is gone on both sides. I agree with you in terms of going to a counselor, but I also prefer if she be proactive than reactive, because you don't want something to happen and you end up dead. you know. Um, like I said, cheating is hard to come back from. Whatever your reason for stepping out on the marriage was, but he had no rights to put his hands on you, and my stance is
Leave.
to leave. That's my stance. I don't know if there's a possible comeback from that. You'll probably need individual therapy as well as couples therapy, and maybe the professionals could probably advise, or not, they actually don't advise, but they guide you where you can make appropriate decision based on that. I think we were talking about some time ago where persons who have issues like this, that they could be able to contact counselor, right? We would provide one at the end of this. For anybody who going through similar experiences like this, don't sit down home in silence and be ashamed of it. Try to get it out. Like I think in a previous podcast I spoke about somebody who was getting licks from her husband for years until he actually threw boiling hot water on her, and she is scarred. So you don't want that to be your outcome. Who knows? Maybe he may never hit you again, but you just never know. So yeah.
Trust is definitely lost on both sides. Two wrongs definitely does not make a right. Yeah. That's all I have to say on the situation. Safety wise. You need to seek safety first for yourself.
And who knows? She's probably fighting to leave as well too. So we didn't get like
a full thing. There's so many angles to the story that may have been left out, or because so many things could come from it, and it's not giving him an excuse to hit you either. Let's take a moment away from this person's situation and just generalize it, right? Is a marriage. Let's say a marriage, right? And you step out, whether it's the female or the male in the situation, they step out. And ridiculous though. People take stepping out so lightly. Like, you could bring something home for this person, and yes, the vows are through sickness and then health, but dare not bring. Don't put my health at risk.
Yeah.
It's just something naturally happens. Bringing something is not naturally happening because it means you went and bring it for me. If you understand, it's not like if you brought the flu home. You brought something home that can kill the person. That to me, and I've said it before, is murder. Bringing that, and y'all know what I'm talking about. Bringing it home to your wife or your husband is murder. It's murder. You knew what you were doing. You knew the risks you were taking when you stepped out. That's just my thing. But it never, something, no. Nothing equates to putting your hands on somebody. Nothing equates to putting your hands on somebody like that. I'm not gonna lie, bringing something home gives you a little more understanding, but it doesn't make it right to do. If you understand what I'm saying. But going back to her story, she needs to make sure that she's safe, and I honestly think the trust is gone. It's definitely gone from him. He doesn't seem like there would be anything that you could say or do that will bring back that trust, and it's a little bit of time. We're still in March. This was the last month, sorry.
Yeah.
That happened. So definitely make sure you are safe before anything else. Yeah. I think we've ended on a heavy note there.
Yeah,
we
I'm just
did.
feeling like, oh my God.
I'm trying to think of what I want to say to that.
Anyway, guys, this brings us to the end of the episode. Hope you all have an amazing week. Yeah.
Bye. She can't even talk.